Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm sharing what my realistic weekly reset routine is like as a mom of two. I'm kind of talking about what my days look like when I'm trying to clean my whole house and just reset everything for the week ahead. Hopefully this gives you tons of motivation to tackle some cleaning around your own home, or at the very least just a friend to hang out with today. We're starting in my bathroom, and this is not something I have to do on a weekly basis, but it is something I had to tackle today, and that is the mold that was gathering on my ceiling around our vent fan. We only have one bathroom and it's very tiny, and we are people who like to take hot showers, so it gets really damp and humid in there, and mold tends to collect around this vent fan. Not a super glamorous thing, but this is real life, so I felt like I would include it. I'm just using some bleach to scrub along the ceiling. I decided to sacrifice a microfiber cloth that I actually didn't like. Something about the way that this one feels, I specifically don't like it. So I'm using this microfiber cloth to scrub all the black spots that I could find on my ceiling. Something I found that helps with this issue is a product called Damp Rid, and this was recommended to me by subscribers and followers over on my Instagram. And the reason why I wasn't using it is because I don't like the way that it smells. It kind of smells mothball-y to me, and I just really dislike it. It honestly gives me kind of a headache. So I am using it again just because the mold did collect as soon as I stopped using them, but here is the after. It's looking much better in here, and thankfully no more mold on the ceiling. This is something that I do pretty much every single day, again because we only have one bathroom, but it's definitely something I like to do on a reset day where I'm trying to tackle the whole house. So I'm just tidying up all the surfaces in the bathroom, getting everything put back where it belongs, getting some essential oils going to combat that damp rid smell, and then I'm also going to be scrubbing the toilet, just getting all the surfaces and everything disinfected. I go back and forth on what I use to clean my bathroom. Sometimes I just use a bathroom cleaning spray, but other times I like to grab these Clorox compostable wipes. They are disinfecting. They're also safe to use around kids and pets, so I really like that about them. They're just convenient and quick, and honestly a lot of my cleaning as a mom is done during my younger son's nap time, so I'm always rushing, trying to get as much done as possible in a short window of time. So a lot of the times I'm just grabbing whatever is the quickest and most convenient. I'm also wiping down this cabinet that is above our toilet. It gets kind of gross. Again, this bathroom's just so small and humid that I feel like dust and everything collects so much faster than it normally would. And now I am scrubbing out the toilet too. Something else that I like to do as part of my weekly reset routine is, of course, clean the shower. On this particular day, I did not get that done, but that is definitely something I like to do when I'm doing like a Sunday reset, especially considering we only have one tub, one shower, so we're all using it, and it definitely needs at least a weekly clean, if not more than that. And now I'm taking out the trash, especially since I had thrown away a bleach covered microfiber cloth. I wanted to get that out of there as fast as possible. Now we're going to move on to the living room. This is something I have to do on a daily basis because we have two kids and the toys get everywhere. Honestly, my older son, he's almost 6 years old now, which is crazy, but he really doesn't play with toys very much anymore. So all of these toys are out pretty much from our 1-year-old. So I like to tidy it up every single day, at least during his nap time, and then also before bed. So he always has a fresh start when he wakes up again. Something else that I like to do is spray some disinfecting fabric spray on our couch every single week, and then I do like to go through and wipe down the toys as well using a toy and high chair cleaner that I have that came from, I believe it's Baby Ganix. Our dining room table can get quite cluttered from all of the paperwork that my son brings home from school, and then he also is just a big crafter in general, so it tends to collect on the dining room table. So I'm going to go through all of that, but first I just put it into kind of a neat pile and stuck it on my island to go through in a few minutes. We had a Play-Doh set sitting out on the table as well that I need to put away, and then just a couple of toys that needed to be brought downstairs that I was sticking into a laundry basket so I could bring it all down together. This is something that I should do every single day to declutter the surfaces in our home, and I do try to, but sometimes it does become more like a weekly reset routine type of thing. We just got a new organizer in our entryway closet, and that video is actually on my main channel if you're interested in watching me organize this area. But my husband hasn't figured out yet how to use it apparently because his shoes were all over the house, so I walked around and picked them up and put them back where they belong. Now I'm going to work on putting things away that belong in the basement, and then I will also just do the rest of the tidying up around the main level of our home. We just had a lot of stuff that was thrown on the floors that needed to be put back where it belongs. I wish that I didn't have to focus so much of my attention on just the tidying up, but with 2 kids and with a baby who will go into anything that's at his level and take things out and just throw them around the house, it can be really hard to keep up with the just general tidying. So if you're in the same boat, don't feel bad. It happens to the best of us. Now we're going to go through all of the paper clutter. So some of this was mail, some of it was bills, some of it was paperwork that my son brought home from school. So I just had to go through everything, put it into piles, figure out what I could toss, what I need to keep, and what needs to be filed away into our filing system. My kitchen was actually quite clean on this day, and that's because the day before I had filmed a kitchen cleaning reel. I've been having fun posting those over on my Instagram, so if you are interested in following me over on my Instagram, I do post cleaning reels at least once a week. I'm trying, but sometimes more. It just depends on how the week is going and how much I'm able to get done. But my Instagram is in my description box down below, and I also will have it on the screen right here so you can find me, but it's just at @Elaine_. I like to post cleaning motivation reels, organizing reels, but I also just like to post on my story every day and keep you guys kind of up to date on what's going on in our lives with the kids, with us. So we have some fun over there. It's a very small little community, and again, if you want to follow me over there, I would be so happy. Typically on a reset day, I would make sure to clean out my sink, clean all my appliances, wash the floor, vacuum, do all the dishes, get all the tidying done, wipe down all the surfaces in the kitchen. But again, I had just done that the day before, so I didn't have too much cleaning that I needed to do in here. Moving on to my bedroom, our room is kind of a black hole, to be honest. It just collects so much clutter. We have a really hard time putting all of our laundry away, mostly because we don't have enough space, and it doesn't matter how much we declutter. It's just really hard when we don't have like a master closet or anything where we could store things away. But someday, hopefully, we'll have a bigger room and we'll have more space, but for now, we're just trying to make it work as best as we can. So the first thing that I'm doing is, of course, making the bed. I had just washed the sheets a couple of days before, but that is something that I like to do on a reset day as well.
Wake up 2 p.m. I don't know where we are. Looks like a
I feel like the clutter that you're seeing around my home is a pretty accurate representation of how I feel mentally. So if my space is clean and decluttered, typically my brain feels clean and decluttered. But if my space is a mess, chances are my brain is also a mess. We are in a pretty busy season of life. My husband is very busy at work. I've been very busy trying to start a second channel, which is the one you guys are on right now, and then also keeping up with my main channel. Plus just everything that goes along with having 2 children. It's just a lot, and sometimes I can feel really overwhelmed. Being a stay-at-home mom is harder than any job I've ever had. I actually juggled working full-time my first couple of years on YouTube. First, I worked in an office full-time, and then once the pandemic happened, I was sent home. So I was working at home full-time while having a 2.5-year-old at the time, which was definitely tricky. And then later on, I found a fully remote job from home once my office was expecting me back, and that was hard too. But leaving my career and being home with my kids full time has been exponentially harder than, again, any job that I've ever had. I, of course, would not want to be anywhere else. I feel so lucky that I get to be home with my kids. But if you are also feeling like it's a challenge sometimes, just know that you're not alone. Now that my son was up from his nap, I decided that I wanted to work on cleaning his room. His room, if you guys watch my channel regularly, then you know that his room tends to fall apart faster than most rooms in the house because I can't clean his room when he's napping. And that's typically when I do most of my cleaning. He's just at a really hard age to do anything when he's around. He gets into a lot of trouble. He doesn't understand danger quite yet. So I just have to keep my eyes on him pretty much constantly. But I'm going to start with picking up his room. There was laundry all over the place, toys all over the place, random things that had been thrown on the floor. His changing table really needed to be wiped down. Things needed to be vacuumed. So we're going to do kind of a deeper clean in his room. And then we're also going to work on a project, which is switching out all of his clothes for the upcoming season. This laundry basket had been sitting on his floor for a little bit, and there was only a little bit of clean clothes left in it because it was one of those weeks where I was sort of living out of the laundry basket instead of putting his clothes away. So we're going to work on putting all of this away, and then after that, what you didn't see in the morning was I had done 2 other loads of his laundry. One load was just the dirty clothes that had collected over the week, and then the other load, actually my 5-year-old's old clothes that I had saved in case we ever had another baby boy. And up until this point, Sutton has not fit into any of Carson's old clothes in the correct season because Sutton is a smaller baby and Carson was a bigger baby, so it just hasn't lined up correctly. But finally, this upcoming summer and spring season, the clothes and the sizes matched up perfectly. So I'm really happy about that because I won't need to buy Sutton anything for the spring or summer. I'm kind of putting things away as I'm folding instead of tackling all 3 loads of laundry at once. This just was easier for me. It was less daunting and less overwhelming. I've had a ton of you guys recommend that I get a lingerie bag to wash all of the kids' socks in to help keep them together and have less mismates around, but I haven't done that yet. So I actually just placed an order for one of those bags and I'm really excited to see if this helps me to keep track of their socks a little bit better. Before we get to the other loads of laundry and going through all of Sutton's clothes, I wanted to clean off his changing table. There was a lot of dirt on his changing table, and that's because we've been spending a lot more time outside and he gets quite dirty. And then when I bring him in to get changed, the dirt gets all over the place. Sutton's room is so small. I feel like it's probably the size of some people's closets, but I just absolutely love his room. It's still one of my favorite rooms in our house. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I feel like I did a good job just bringing it together, making it look a little bit bigger than it actually is with all of the light colors, and I just think it looks so cute and it suits him perfectly. I typically do my Sunday resets on a Monday, and that's just what works best for me because my older son is in school, so there's one less child that I need to entertain while I'm trying to get things done, and then also my husband isn't home. It just feels like a good day for me to get all of these kinds of things done. Plus, I just really like to relax on the weekend and enjoy time with my family. Once Sutton's room was all clean, we went out into the other room so I could work on the rest of his laundry. So this first load that I am folding is all of his clothes that had collected over the last week that were dirty and needed to be washed. And as I was going through all of this and folding it, I was putting things aside that no longer fit him or are no longer in the current season.
It's like we're done before we even started. So if this is the end now, baby, know that I gave it my all. I believe in us. I won't give up on you.
I get questions about why I'm folding at my kitchen island, which actually I didn't think was weird until people started asking me about it, but I'm doing this because I have a really bad back and it helps my back to fold at the island. We just recently added a rod in Sutton's closet, and I'm really happy about this because, again, I have a really bad back. Folding hurts my back so bad, so just having this and being able to fold less is such a relief. Now I'm just sorting out the rest of the laundry and working on getting it all back into his room before we needed to head out to go pick up my older son from kindergarten. We can walk to his school, which is awesome. So on this day, we took a walk. It was beautiful out, and taking that little break, going on that walk really motivated me to finish the rest of this project. And now that we were back from picking up my son from kindergarten, I am going to fold the rest of this laundry. And this was all the stuff that I had saved from when my older son was a baby. So it always makes me a little bit emotional going through it. I just can't believe that he's almost 6 years old. It's so crazy. Time just flies after you have kids. But all of this was honestly in such good shape. Carson was a really chill and easy baby, and Sutton is the total opposite. He's wild. He's our wild child, and he gets all of his clothes so dirty and destroys them somehow. So I'm just glad that Carson wasn't like that, so that at least I was able to save all of his clothes for a future baby instead of having to spend more money on more clothing.
And nothing that can pull us under. You wanna take the pain away, but know that I was born as a fighter. We fade, but we're better than that. We're better than that. I know you know, so why are we holding on, holding on? Hello, seems like we're back on start, but go.
So now we're going to work on putting away all of the clothes into Sutton's drawers and also organizing them for the upcoming season. So as I'm going drawer by drawer, I'm going through everything to see if there's anything that I no longer need for this upcoming season, or if there's anything that no longer fits him, and putting that aside. I was so shocked at how many pairs of pajamas I had left over from when Carson was a baby. Sutton is good on pajamas for a very long time. He also has so many pairs of shorts and so many t-shirts, so I'm just so relieved that I don't need to go out and buy him a whole new wardrobe for the upcoming season. I usually have a really hard time at taking out Sutton's clothes that he's grown out of because he's more than likely our last baby. So it's just really hard for me that he's growing up so quickly and that I will never go through that baby phase again. But I think because I'm just so excited for the spring and summer coming up, it didn't hit me that way because I have a lot more excitement than I have sadness. On the rod in Sutton's closet, I decided to hang up t-shirts and also bamboo pajamas. That's just what I felt like made the most sense. And then in his drawers are the rest of his pairs of pajamas, his shorts, and then also onesies.
Me and my friends are waiting in line, sharing one last blue camel. Don't have any money, but we're going out. Yeah, we saved up every penny.
All of this are things that I need to pack away and either donate or store as a just in case type of thing. But now I'm going to hang up all of Sutton's bamboo pajamas, and he wanted to be held at this point, so we're doing that. And that's going to be the end of this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some cleaning motivation or some motivation to tackle the dreaded task of switching out your kids' clothes for the upcoming season. I know that one can be so daunting. It takes a lot of time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, leave me a comment down below, tell me anything. Did you get anything done today while you were watching my video? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will come back again next week for another video.